Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to rank the set 21 to set 30 headliners 1 through 10. As you guys know, we've done this for the first 20 headliners that came out, so we're back at it again to do it for this set of 10 that just came out, with set 30 featuring the Rod Carew, where we did the video yesterday, as well as a review of the 12-0 Flawless Battle Royale rewards. You guys should probably go check that video out if you haven't yet. Also, just if you guys don't remember, I'm ranking these kind of based on when the card came out in the game. I'm not going to be giving any of the cards Chewy ratings for this. We're just ranking them 1 through 10. I'm going to do a quick review of their attributes and kind of why they're positioned where they're at on the list. Also, for the future, I'm going to be doing these in sets of 5 rather than sets of 10. I just think sets of 10 are too long a list for the future, especially with all the content that keeps coming out. And with baseball coming back, I'm assuming the content's going to be even more than what it has been. The next video that's going to be in this series, it's going to be 31 through 35 and so on and so forth until the end of the game. Hit that subscribe button for me. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about the list and what you guys think about the idea of moving this from 10 cards ranking to a 5-card ranking system whenever the next 5 headliners come out. Also, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I'm uploading videos. Let's get into it and see who's coming in at number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 10. Starting off the list at number 10 is the starting pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies Signature Series, Cole Hamels. 96 overall, left-handed throwing, left-handed batting, starting pitcher. This is from his age 24 season. I believe this was the year that the Philadelphia Phillies won the World Series whenever Ryan Howard was on an absolute tear as well. Looking at his pitch repertoire, he throws a circle change that goes 80 miles an hour, a four-seam fastball that goes 94, which means it can probably hit 96, 97, a cutter that goes 91 miles an hour, a sweeping curve that goes 76, and a two-seam fastball that goes 94 miles an hour. He has actually a really good mix of pitches and a nice pitch speed differential. However, I just think there's better pitchers on this list, as well as I don't really like Cole Hamels' windup this year. It's a little bit goofy. It's always been a little bit goofy, as well as he just seems to always get crushed whenever I pitch with him, no matter what card I pitch with him with, including this one. Looking at his attributes, he's 112 stamina, 91 hits per 9, 98 K per 9, 90 base on balls per 9, 79 home run per 9, 93 pitching clutch, 88 control, 82 velocity, and 99 break. The attributes are pretty good. They're not great. Like I said, there's just better pitchers on this list. I know the factor of the list is kind of what all the other cards in the game were looking like whenever this card came out. I don't even think Cole Hamels was top 5 lefty when he came out, to be honest. There was just so many other options when it came to the Future Stars cards, as well as the Blake Snell had already came out that you could get from the Players Tournament. There's just other better options at lefty pitching, as well as better right-handed pitching that was for free in the game already. I'd rather take the Future Stars Nick Lodolo, Cincinnati Reds Team Affinity Future Stars card over this Cole Hamels 10 out of 10 times. So Hamels just to me wasn't really that valuable, and his price was very, very high when he first came out. So that's what's put him at number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 9. At the 9th spot, we have the featured card from the set 28 headliners, left fielder Michael Brantley. It's his prime card from when he played with the Cleveland Indians. He has a primary of left field. His secondaries are center field and right field. He bats left-handed, throws left-handed. He has diamond hitting, gold defense. Looking at his attributes, he's 115 contact versus righty, 102 contact versus lefty, 72 power versus righty, 62 power versus lefty with 109 vision, 78 discipline, 119 clutch. For his fielding, he has 75 fielding, 79 arm strength, 80 arm accuracy, 79 reaction, 75 speed, and 85 stealing with 64 base running aggressiveness. This Michael Brantley is actually a very good card and has a glitchy swing in my opinion. However, there's just so many outfielders in the game that are better than this Michael Brantley card, especially by the time he came out in the game. He's only worth about 18,000 stubs, 22,000 stubs right now. Not a huge price tag, but there's just so many other outfielders that are better than him at the game, especially when he came out. Although he's the only outfielder that came out in this last 10 headliner packs as featured cards, there's just too many other outfielders that have come out before him that are free that are just better options in my opinion. So that's why he's coming in at number 9 on this list. Just a plethora of outfielders. The Michael Brantley card's good, but he's not great, so number 9. Coming in at number 8. At the 8th spot is the featured card from set 22, the shortstop from the Washington Nationals, future stars, Carew. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He has secondaries of second base and third base. He has a diamond hitting, diamond defense. Looking at his attributes, he has 95 contact versus righty, 113 contact versus lefty, 84 power versus righties, 100 power versus lefties, 83 vision with 110 discipline, 110 clutch. His fielding is 78 fielding, 94 arm strength, 93 arm accuracy, 75 reaction, 62 speed with 36 stealing and 35 base running aggressiveness. This Carew is actually a very, very, very good card. I hit really well with this card actually. However, a lot of people think he has a hitchy swing and it makes it hard to get base hits or make solid contact with the card, as well as he doesn't have a lot of range for the shortstop position or second base, so you really have to put him at third base, which means there's just a plethora of power cards that you could already get for free from the team affinities that play third base, as well as some power guys that you can get from the team affinity that play shortstop. I would take I would take Jazz Chisholm, the Future Stars award for the team affinity of the Miami Marlins, over this Carew. He's a faster card. He has pretty much the same amount of power, a little bit less vision, but he's a better fielder and has almost the same power with a very glitchy swing. And he's for free compared to this Carew, who when he came out was very expensive. His price has since dropped down. But that's what's putting Carew at number 8. There's just a lot of other options for free that can play in the middle of the infield that are way better defensively and give you about the same hitting attributes. Coming in at number 7. At the 7th spot, we have the man that we went over yesterday, the second baseman for the Minnesota Twins, Signature Series, Carew. He's left-handed batting, right-handed throwing with the secondary of first base. He has diamond hitting and silver defense. This card, as we went over yesterday, is absolutely amazing. However, there's just an overabundance of second basemen in the game right now, and he literally just came out yesterday. There's just too many second basemen. If there wasn't so many second basemen, he would definitely be higher on this list. And to play him at first base, it's almost like playing the Signature Series Keith Hernandez from last year. I just feel like there's better options at first base. Guys with way more power. I mean, less contact, obviously, because this Carew's contact is ridiculous, as you'll see in the attributes when we're about to go over them. But they just have way more power and relatively the same vision and good enough contact to make up for the fact that this Carew's just not a power hitter. I feel like there's a lot of other guys I'd put over him that are guys that get base hits, like the Ryne Sandberg or the Jackie Robinson, both cards that are for free. But the attributes are 125 contact versus righty, 119 contact versus lefty, 65 power versus righty, 61 power versus lefty, 123 vision, 102 discipline, 125 clutch, 96 bunting, with his fielding being 74, 68 arm strength, 72 arm accuracy, 78 reaction, 91 speed, 85 stealing, and 97 base run aggressiveness. So he's a little bit rangy at second base, but just the fielding and the reaction just doesn't make him as good as somebody like the Jackie Robinson or Ryne Sandberg. And his only secondary being first base is, I think, is a little bit of a handcuff. Definitely a guy that'll get you base hits, has that glitchy swing, but he's coming in at number 7 on this list. Coming in at number 6. At the 6th spot, we have the Cy Young from 1989. He played for the Kansas City Royals at the time. Bret Saberhagen, he's a starting pitcher, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, 97 overall. He threw 4 pitches, a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a curveball, and a slider. Looking at his attributes, he's 114 stamina, 92 hits per 9, 91 K per 9, 100 base on balls per 9, 91 home run per 9, 87 pitching clutch, 91 control, 80 velocity, and 96 break. The reason that Saberhagen's coming in at this 6th spot, and some of you guys might think it's a little bit high, is his pitch differential between his fastball that's going to go about 98 miles an hour and his other 3 pitches is kind of ridiculous, especially because he has a big loopy curveball as well as a changeup that looks exactly like his fastball. That's the big thing. That's the biggest difference between him and Cole Hamels, is Cole Hamels' circle change has circle change movement on it and not straight up changeup movement. So it makes it a little bit easier to decipher when it comes out of Cole Hamels' hand. And this Bret Saberhagen's really easy to throw the ball with. He has a very straightforward rotation. His nines are a little bit lower than Cole Hamels, and I know that. And you guys can probably comment below and talk about the difference in the, hey man, if he's 6, why is Cole Hamels 10? You can have an argument there, as well as some of the other guys, like the Carew might have got snubbed a little bit and could be in this 6 spot instead of Saberhagen. There's a lot of pitchers on this list, and he's the 3rd out of 4, so it's not like he's super high up on the list, but he's coming in at number 6 for this one. Coming in at number 5. In the 5th spot, we have the 2012 Gold Glove recipient, Matt Wieters, from when he played with the Baltimore Orioles. 96 overall, switch hitter, right-handed throwing with a secondary of first base. He's diamond hitting and diamond defense. This card right here, if his contact versus righty was higher, he would definitely be in the top 3 on this list. He's a great defensive catcher, and he's the only catcher right now in the game that's switch hitting that isn't somebody's caps. However, looking at his attributes, he has 67 contact versus righty, 117 contact versus lefty, 87 power versus righty, 80 power versus lefty, 83 vision, 92 discipline, 84 clutch, and then he has 94 fielding, 99 arm strength, 95 arm accuracy, 83 reaction, 94 blocking, as well as 30 speed, 12 stealing, and 6 base running aggression in this. So this Matt Wieters, even when he came out, was one of the top tier catchers. The biggest thing with this Wieters that has him a little bit further down the list is his price on the market is about 50 to 60K, which is a lot for a catcher when there's just other options, like the free Buster Posey that's 99 overall that you get just from doing the reward path, as well as you can get a Salvador Perez, who's also a very good defensive catcher for like less than 10,000 stubs. And he came out kind of around the same time as Wieters did, because Wieters came out with the Ducks on the Pond original pack. Also, Joe Torre was one of the bosses this time around, and that Joe Torre's better than Matt Wieters is. So there's just other options that are for free that you could get as a catcher rather than having to pick up this Matt Wieters. The card itself is very good. He has a very glitchy swing. Just the fact that there are other options at catcher that are for free that are just as good as the Wieters has him 5th on this list. And that's just how it works. I mean, unfortunately, he came out with a bunch of other catchers, just like unfortunately Rod Carew came out with a bunch of other second basemen. It stinks for the ranking of the card, but that's why Wieters is at 5th and not higher up on the list. Coming in at number 4. At the 4th spot, we have a future stars, Sixto Sanchez, that plays for the Miami Marlins. He's 97 overall, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He was the featured card in the set 26 headliners. He throws 4 pitches, a sinker, a circle change, a four-seam fastball, and a slider. Looking at his sinker, it's going to hit about 98 miles an hour, and as his primary pitch, as everyone knows, the sinker ball is broken this year pretty much. He throws a circle change that's 81 miles an hour. That's a huge pitch speed differential. Oh, on top of that, he throws a four-seam fastball that's going over 100 miles an hour as his third pitch, and a slider that's very hard, can hit 91, as well as drop down to about 87, 86 when he throws it. So he has a really, really good set of pitches to pick from. Looking at his attributes, he has 94 stamina, 97 hit per 9, 90 K per 9, 99 base on balls per 9, 81 home run per 9, 97 pitch and clutch, 88 control, 99 velocity, 95 break. Another thing to mention about this Sixto Sanchez is his windup is easy to throw with, but it's hard to hit against. He hides the ball very well. It comes out of his hand looking a little bit harder than he's probably even throwing, and he already throws the ball very, very hard. His price is maintained since he came out, and it's actually dropped a little bit, but he's still like 50 or 60K because he is a nasty pitcher to get on the mound. He's hard to hit, has great stuff. It's put him at number 4 on this list, and the card's still very usable today. If I would have pulled him in a pack, he would definitely be in my rotation. I can't really justify right now for my team to spend the 50 or 60K to pick him up. But it's somebody that if I end up doing a Future Stars theme team down the road, which some of you suggested in the Gold Glove video, there's a good chance I will end up picking up this Sixto Sanchez because he does have filthy stuff. Coming in at number 3. At the 3rd spot, we have the only third baseman on the list, the 95 overall, Pablo Sandoval, a.k.a. Kung Fu Panda. He is a switch hitter, he's a switch hitter, throws right hand, has secondary positions of catcher and first base. He has diamond hitting, diamond defense, and he has a super glitchy swing. The fact that he's a secondary catcher is huge. It's also one of the reasons why Matt Wieters is sitting down at number 5 and then Sandoval sitting at 3. Looking at his hitting, he has 109 contact versus righty, 114 contact versus lefty, 89 power versus righty, 74 power versus lefty, 98 vision with 69 discipline and 93 clutch. For his fielding, he has 81 fielding, 87 arm strength, 81 arm accuracy, and 77 reaction. He has 40 speed, 10 stealing, and 16 base running aggressiveness. This Pablo Sandoval being able to play both corners and catcher is absolutely huge, as I already mentioned, making him one of the best hitting catchers in the game. A switch hitter, so that bumps the Wieters down into 5, as already mentioned. He's just a really, really good card. I'm not sure if he should really have a 95 overall card based on what his prime was in his actual career, but he does. He's coming in at number 3 in this list just because the glitchy swing, great attributes. Coming in at number 2. In the number 2 spot, we have the 1986 Cy Young winner, Mike Scott, starting pitcher for the Houston Astros. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He throws a splitter, a four-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. The splitter is his first pitch, 82 miles an hour. Four-seam fastball goes about 96 miles an hour max with a slider that's 86 and a curveball that's 79. He doesn't throw the ball particularly hard. However, he does have a huge pitch speed change, and his splitter is absolutely filthy. It drops out of the zone. It's very hard to hit, and that's one of the reasons why he's coming in at number 2 on this list. Looking at his attributes, he's 114 stamina, 107 hits per 9, 112 K per 9, 80 base on balls per 9, 86 home run per 9, 119 pitching clutch with 86 control, 71 velocity, and 99 break. So he has huge break. As I mentioned, his off-speed stuff is absolutely dirty, and he just has really, really good attributes compared to everybody else. And he's actually less stubs than Sixto Sanchez, and he's about the same price as the Bret Saberhagen. And he's just a way better pitcher. He's the best pitcher out of the pitchers that were on this list that were starting pitchers. He's just a very good card. We did a true review on him when he first came out. You guys should go check that out if you want a more in-depth review of him. I think the only downside of him is because he's not a guy that throws a blazing fastball. You have to be a very good pitcher to work the ball around the zone to be effective with him. But if you can do that, this card is a shutdown type of pitcher, which is why he's sitting in the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1. At the top of the mountain, taking the crown, winning the gold, is the closing pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays, prime Jake McGee. He throws 3 pitches, a four-seam fastball, a slider, and a curveball. He's left-handed throwing, left-handed batting. His four-seam fastball is going to hit 100 miles an hour. His slider is going to hit the low 90s, as well as maybe drop down all the way to 85 miles an hour. Then he has a curveball that only goes 78. Huge pitch speed differential. And his attributes are absolutely filthy. 25 stamina, 109 hits per 9, 115 K per 9, 89 base on balls per 9, 93 home run per 9, 96 pitching clutch, 89 control, 92 velocity, and 90 break. So he only throws 3 pitches, and I know he doesn't have a changeup. However, he is a very hard pitcher to read coming out of his hand from his motion, as well as the 3 pitches he does throw are all pitches that are hard to hit. They have a lot of break on them. And just the difference between his four-seam fastball and his curveball can make him hard to hit, let alone the fact that he does have a very good slider. Also, when he came out, it was only set 24. So he came out a few weeks ago, and when he came out, he was hands down the best left-handed reliever in the game. That wasn't Billy Wagner. So when you're looking at it from that aspect, this Jake McGee has to be number 1 on the list. He's absolutely filthy stuff, and he's a shutdown reliever in your pen. There's a reason why his price is still about $60K when I'm making this video. It's because he's very, very good. And if you guys get a chance to pitch with him or a chance to pick him up at a good value, I would go and get him. I enjoy pitching with him. He's a very hard guy to hit. Guys, that is the rankings 1 through 10 of the set 21 to set 30 headliners. Let me know what you guys think about the list in the comments below. What you guys agree with, what you guys disagree with, where you guys think maybe what guy should have swapped on the list, or maybe a guy should have been higher or lower. Just let me know and we can have a discussion about it. You guys have a great day and be safe.